Hello everyone, welcome to CSC Core Concepts in my series of machine learning algorithms. In my earlier videos, we have discussed about the supervised learning approaches, most popularly known as classification techniques. There we have discussed about various classification and regression models. Now in this video, this is a short video about the introduction of unsupervised learning, which is popularly called as clustering. It is basically party process of partitioning the data into subsets, but here the difference between clustering and classification is that in case of classification we were very much aware as what are the different types of classes for the data set, which is not available here. So we do not have any prior knowledge about the classes, and hence this approach is also called as the posteriori approach, in contradictory to the priori approach or the supervised learning approach. Now let's say how it works is that, say for example, I am giving you a bag full of fruits and I do not know how many types of varieties of fruits have you brought. Now I am going to pick up first fruit and I will form one cluster based on that. I will pick up the second fruit and then I will find out whether the attributes of this fruit matches the previous one. If they match the previous one, then it falls under the same category. Otherwise, I am going to form a separate cluster for that. So let us have an example here. Say I have three varieties of a mixed bag of fruit. So first random pickup of the fruit is my apple. So since it is the first data, I am going to make it a one cluster. Second pickup I will do for a random fruit and I will try to match the attributes of both the fruits. Now what are the attributes? The color, the shape. Okay, basically these are the two prominent attributes. Now let's say for example I have picked up one mango. Now I will try, or say pear. Okay, so I will try to match the attributes of this fruit with the previously formed cluster. Is the color matching? No. Is the shape matching? No. Both are not matching, so obviously this is going to form a new cluster. Third fruit which I am picking up is having a red color and same shape as that of an apple. So it belongs to again cluster 1. The fourth fruit which I am picking up, of course it is red in color, but the shape is not as same as that of an apple. It is bit elongated shape, so I am going to make it as a third cluster. So this way we are going to pick up each data set and we will try to figure out if the attributes of those data set are matching with the already formed clusters, then we group them together, otherwise we form a separate cluster. So here you were not aware that how many varieties of fruits were there. Let's say I pick up one fruit which is of color yellow and it is cylindrical in shape. It matches none of these three categories, so I will form a fourth cluster. Let's say call it as a banana. Okay, so the clustering algorithm are various methods are used based on the approach they are using. The first one is the centroid based clustering. So second is the connectivity based, distribution based and density based clustering. So these are the four different types of clustering algorithms. The first one is the centroid based clustering, where we determine each cluster is represented using a centroid and we are computing the distance between any random data point to the centroid of that cluster. And to all the cluster. Let's say I have three clusters. So I will compute the distance between that test data to all the three centroids of the cluster, and whichever is nearer, the data will belong to that cluster. A very popular algorithm for performing centroid based clustering is k-means clustering, which we are going to learn in my videos. Second type of clustering method is the connectivity based clustering, where the clusters are formed by grouping based on the distance between the data points, of course. And here you can have two approaches. So one cluster comprises of other clusters, hence it is a hierarchical type of a cluster we are forming. Now in this case of connectivity based cluster, you can go in two ways. That is, either you can go from top to bottom or you can go from bottom to top. If you are going from top to bottom, then you consider the whole data set as one cluster and go on dividing it into smaller clusters. Okay. And if you are taking the other way approach, that you consider each data is one cluster and you go on grouping the data into smaller number of clusters. So let's say here you have 6 data A, B, C, D, E and F. So what you can do is that you can form each cluster, you can break down. Okay, so B and C group to form one cluster. They group with D, E and F to form another cluster and so on. So this represents a hierarchical representation that the data set A, B, C, D, E, F, you can go the reverse way also, that A, B, C, D, E, F can be broken down into B, C, D, E, F and A. Means major attributes of B, C, D, E, F are same. A is totally different. Now if you are examining the attributes of B, C, D, E and F, you find out that B, C has some similar ones and D, E, F are different. So you again break down into two more clusters. Now BC can again be broken down into two separate clusters B and C, whereas DEF you are breaking it down into DE and F, right? So this way also you can perform, or you can perform in a reverse approach, that is you consider each element as one cluster. Say you have 6 clusters A to F. Now you are grouping them to form smaller number of clusters by grouping the attributes. Fine. So we will see in detail about the connectivity based clustering. So two approaches are used here. One is the hierarchical clustering and another hierarchical clustering has two approaches. One is called as the agglomerative and another is the divisive. Okay, divisive means where you are going to divide. So we will see in my later part of the videos how to perform these two types of clustering. The another type of clustering approach is the distribution based clustering, where the clusters belong to a normal distribution and the data points are grouped on the basis of probability of belonging to the normal distribution, right? So it is to expectation maximization algorithm is one of the popular approach to perform the distribution based clustering. So you group on the basis of the probability that your data belongs to that a normal distribution. The last and a very popular approach is the density based clustering, where data points are grouped into cluster by areas of concentrated density. So your data points are scattered, understood, and you are grouping them where the concentration, if you see lots of data belonging to particular area, you group them based on that. Okay, so the more the number of data in a particular area, that will form a cluster. So dense data points are grouped into same cluster, and how you perform this density based clustering is that you compute the distance between the data point and the group based on some predefined threshold, which we will call as a you can say a epsilon value. A very popular approach of performing density-based clustering is a DB-scan method, which we will again discuss in my upcoming videos. So this is all for now, and in my next video I am going to discuss about the first algorithm, that is the k-means clustering in detail. Thank you for now. So please like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts for more such informative videos. Thank you.